Hello, Danville School District employees. I'm Jared Blotto with Diamond Brothers Insurance. I am the broker or consultant or insurance agent or just that little dude in the bottom right corner of your screen that you don't want to listen to but should listen to for the next 20 or so minutes. So it is your 2025 open enrollment time. And the next several slides here are going to go through the changes we are making because there are several changes. It was not an easy open enrollment, so we've been working on this for months and want to announce the changes coming up in 2025 and your ability to elect different plans in the upcoming year. We are going through this video and this process because we are in the open enrollment. So right now is the time to make changes that will take effect as of January 1, 2025. So that means adding somebody to your plan or dropping somebody off your plan. Starting this year, it will actually mean choosing between several different plan options for what type of plan you'd like and the costs associated with it. If you do not make changes now, you can't come back to the benefits office in February or March or whatever and say that you want to make changes. You have to have a qualifying event for that if you do not make changes now. And there's some details of qualifying events on this slide, but as a quick reminder, go to your benefits coordinator within 30 days of one of the major life changes that count as a qualifying event, or else they will not be able to process it for you. For this process of choosing the medical plan, we will use a new electronic enrollment system called EASE. So you will receive login instructions, and everyone will need to log into EASE and make your selection of who you want on your plan and which plan you are going to choose. We wanted to share a little bit more detail on the renewal process because it is a difficult process in any given year. However, this year was particularly difficult because, as you can see on the first line, our initial renewal we received from Blue Cross was a 42.8% increase. So it makes you sick to your stomach when you see that. You know how impactful this will be. This has been a very difficult year for Danville schools, but also a lot of groups in the area. Blue Cross's renewals have been extremely high this year. And so that means that the premiums that they are taking in compared to the claims that they are paying out are out of balance, and they're paying out too much in claims, so they feel the need to increase that for the upcoming year. The renewal is worked on from the time we get it until the time you guys hear about it at open enrollment. And so we look at other carrier options like Health Alliance and United Healthcare and Cigna and Aetna. When our numbers look the way they do, it's not like everybody is rushing to give us great rates. So we did not receive any offers that were competitive, and we were also declined a quote from several options. We did look into some more creative options, but we felt like they were going to be too disruptive, and we ended up back with Blue Cross. So we negotiate with them the entire time that is going on with the other carriers, and we were able to get the initial increase down to 22.5% to stay on the same plan. We decided to also offer additional plans in order to give you more options. So you will see some plan options where you're going to have some pretty high increases, and then even some plans where you have options that you will have a decrease. We also will be highlighting programs that will help our members with management of chronic conditions, because we have to reverse this trend of the high claims cost, which are resulting in these high increases at renewal time. As for updates in 2025, you will now have 4 plans to choose from. We are naming these Platinum, Gold, Silver, and Bronze. And a real quick note on those naming conventions: if you go to healthcare.gov and try to get an individual plan on your own, you could go and shop for a Gold plan, as an example, through healthcare.gov. And we would encourage people to. You are going to have increases to this plan that we want people to look into all of your options. Look into options at maybe a spouse's place of employment, or look into, again, healthcare.gov. If you do, I just want to point out that a Gold plan on healthcare.gov does not match the Gold plan offered through Danville Schools. The Gold plan through Danville Schools is much more rich than a Gold plan on healthcare.gov. So again, I'm just pointing that out to make sure it's known that these are not platinum, gold, silver, and bronze plans according to the Affordable Care Act standards. They're actually much more rich than that, but we're just trying to come up with naming conventions in order to be able to call them something and have them be familiar to you. So of these plans, they're going to vary by level of benefits and cost. 3 of the 4 plans will have a health reimbursement arrangement, which we've referred to for years as an HRA, and that helps fund the deductible expenses for you and your dependents. We're also adding a bronze plan, which is a qualified high deductible health plan that can be eligible to be paired with a health savings account, or an HSA. So that's another option that we're excited to be able to offer, and that one will actually be lower cost for you and your dependents compared to the cost in 2024. But again, we will educate you on what that means in terms of plan provisions. As a final note on this slide, the spousal surcharge is something that you should be aware of already. But if your spouse is offered coverage elsewhere through their own job and you choose to enroll them on the schools plan, there will be a $300 per month surcharge in addition to the premiums that you pay for the medical plan. So keep that in mind. You should have already received information about that, but we just wanted to remind people of that also. In the upcoming slides, we will go over the medical renewal and your options for open enrollment. As for the platinum and gold plans, these are the same 2 plans that were offered in 2024. Each has the same benefits like deductible and co-insurance and copays. The only difference is the network. So if you remember, in 2023, we changed the default network to the Blue Choice Select Network instead of the PPO. We did this in 2023 for some savings in premiums, and it wasn't all that impactful for the network options. It basically just changed a few clinics and hospitals in the state of Illinois, but it allowed people to still have nationwide access to Blue Cross's network. And again, locally, there weren't really many changes at all. So the majority of people chose the Blue Choice Select Network, which we are now calling the Gold Plan. But we do have a few people that are enrolled in the PPO network, so we are calling that the Platinum Plan. With both of these, you will have a health reimbursement arrangement, just like we've had in the past. We call it the HRA. The change for 2025, though, is that employees will be responsible for the first $1,000 of deductible expenses instead of the first $500, which has been the case in the past. The $500 benefit was outstanding, but it has becoming unsustainable with the cost that keep going up. It was decided that we needed to increase that to the employee being responsible for the first $1,000. After that, it will reimburse at the same 70% coinsurance of the remaining deductible expenses, meaning the reimbursement arrangement pays 70% and the employee pays 30%. All other plan provisions on these 2 plans will stay the same. As for the new plans being offered in 2025, one of them is the Silver Plan, which is detailed on this slide. So the Silver Plan has a $9,200 deductible, but as is the case with the Gold and the Platinum plans, there is an HRA to help with that. So employees are responsible for the first $2,500, and then the HRA pays 70%, and the employee pays 30% of the remaining expenses. So this plan, it's important to understand, very important to understand, that instead of having copays for office visits and ER, those expenses go towards the deductible. So as an example, on the Gold and the Platinum plan, it is a $50 copay to go see a primary care physician or a $75 copay to see a specialist. On this plan, that goes towards the deductible. So if it is a $250 charge, as an example, then you would pay the first $250 of that, and it all goes towards your deductible. So again, there's no copays for office visits and ER. The prescription benefit does continue to have prescription copays, and those copay amounts are the same as on the Platinum and Gold plan. This plan does utilize the Blue Choice Select Network, and the amount that you pay per pay period to be on this plan will be lower than the platinum and the gold plan. So this is kind of a middle of the road plan between the gold and the platinum plan, and then what we'll talk about in future slides with the bronze HSA plan. We've been talking about the HRA throughout, and so we wanted to point out that the HRA administrator is changing from Chard Snyder to Envision Healthcare. I will leave out a lot of the details that I could say here, but I will just say it has not been a good changeover over the years with what started with BPC and then moved to Ascensus, and then more recently with Chard Snyder as of May of this year. It has not been good, not good at all. So we are moving the HRA administration to Envision Healthcare. Envision Healthcare will be processing the HRA claims starting in January 2025. So there will be a run out period where Chard Snyder will be kind of clearing out everything that has come in 2024. But just know that claims that happen as of January and moving forward will be through Envision Healthcare. The claims from Blue Cross will be sent directly to Envision Healthcare for processing, and then Envision will pay the provider directly. That is one of the benefits that we didn't realize we were going to lose when Chard Snyder took over Ascensus, but we did lose that as of May, so people have been sent HRA payments directly to them, and we would rather eliminate that step and have less confusion and have the provider be paid directly. So Envision Healthcare has been doing that for a long time, and one of the few TPAs that can do that with Blue Cross. So with all this said, it's important that you monitor your billing statements to ensure that the HRA payments are being processed and applied correctly. The last plan option is the bronze plan, which again is another new one for 2025, and it's considered a qualified high deductible health plan, and that is what allows it to be paired with a health savings account or an HSA. So what that means is the IRS has certain rules of what plans you could have a health savings account with. This one meets all those rules. So in order to meet those rules, it has to have certain deductible amounts, and this one has a $6,000 deductible, and then after that deductible, the expenses are covered at 100%. So it's a pretty straightforward plan, and that as long as things are in network, the first $6,000 is on the employee or the dependent or whatever, and then after that it's covered at 100%. So the idea behind this is instead of having copays for office visits, for ER, for prescription benefits, all that, there are no copays for those things, so it goes towards your deductible, but you've got a savings account that you can put money into pre-tax, or it's tax deductible, depending on kind of administratively how it works. But basically you want to put your own funds into a health savings account, and then you're saving money every month by paying less to be on a plan like this. So you put some of those dollars away into the health savings account, and then if you do have expenses, you pay for those expenses out of a health savings account. So there's no HRA available on this plan, and this does use the Blue Choice Select Network, and this is the lowest cost option available in 2025. Your plan cost compared to 2024 can actually go down to be on this plan instead of the silver and the gold plans, which the cost will go up on. As a reminder, a benefit of being on the bronze plan is you can have your own health savings account, which I'll refer to as an HSA. So if you choose the bronze plan, you can have your own HSA, and it can be at your own bank, or you could do it online through hsabank.com, or there's many others, but that's one that is very commonly used, hsabank.com. So there will not be an employer contribution into this, but you can make contributions on your own, and those are pre-tax or tax deductible. Just kind of depends on logistically how it's set up, but know that you get some very good tax benefits from this. You can contribute up to the amounts that are listed here per year. That's an IRS thing that allows you to contribute up to those amounts. So really the idea of the bronze plan, where you can have an HSA, is to pay less per month out of your paycheck because you don't use the benefits a lot anyways. You're pretty healthy. Instead of overpaying an insurance carrier pay less out of your pocket per month, and then the difference in what you save, you put into your own health savings account. So you are taking a little bit of the skin in the game and putting it on yourself. You're investing in yourself. You've got your own account. And so in that account, you can save and get that added up over time. And as you can see, the couple bullet points towards the bottom half of the screen, the account is in your name. So if you decide to leave Danville Schools, you still get to keep the money in the account because it's in your name, and 100% of those funds can roll over from year to year. So the flexible spending account, which is not so flexible, that we will call an FSA, does not have that benefit to it. The HSA is actually more flexible. It's a better account, we see it as, because you can roll over your funds from year to year. So with that said, on the flexible spending account, just a quick note at the bottom there, if you currently participate in the flexible spending account through Danville Schools, you cannot set up an HSA and contribute towards it until the end of the plan year for the FSA, which is July the 31st. So it is a little bit odd in the first year, but again, we hope people will really spend some time asking questions and understanding what an HSA can do for you, because it is a very good account that you are able to open and contribute towards if you select a bronze plan. This is important to understand that all 4 plans include 100% coverage for your annual physical and any preventive related services. So services that are billed and coded as preventive will be covered at 100% by all 4 plans. Now, we mention that because on the gold and platinum plans, there is a copay associated with going to the primary care doctor or a specialist. On the silver and bronze plans, there is no copay related with it. So that all goes towards your deductible. However, again, for your annual physical and preventive exams, those do get covered at 100% on any of the 4 plans. You should have this document in front of you, so I will not go over it in detail, but this is a document that gives you all of the plans side by side and should be able to help you compare. And we will also go through it in the live Q&A, or you can always get a hold of your HR team or benefits coordinator at Danville Schools or the Diamond Brothers insurance team to go over this as well. This slide shows the premiums for the different plan options you have, and you will notice that the platinum and gold plan did have fairly significant increases. The silver plan had increases as well, but not as much as the platinum and gold plan. And then the bronze plan actually is a decrease from the rates in 2024. So if you do not use the benefits a lot anyways, it's nice to have an option that you could actually have your premiums coming out of your paycheck go down in 2025. I mentioned this in the renewal slide, but I think it's worth pointing out one more time that this is not taken lightly. This was a very difficult renewal and a very difficult process. The insurance committee has a lot to take into consideration when you factor in the past payments to Blue Cross and how the insurance fund is funded, and then also looking towards the future to try to make sure it is sustainable. So these increases are difficult, and the math behind it has been very difficult to work through. So this is not taken lightly, and we were happy to be able to give more choices if you'd rather have a decrease in your premiums from 2024. But there are increases, and the insurance committee again acknowledges that, and it was a very difficult process to come up with these numbers. The next several slides are Blue Cross resources. Some have been available for a while and we want to remind people of, and some are newer. But again, we just want people to be able to use your benefits better, to be able to do better research, to be able to go through the healthcare and pharmaceutical system in a better way. Our system in this country, in a lot of ways, is great. In a lot of ways, is terrible. And the ways that it is terrible is around transparency and the cost of things and being able to do research on providers and stuff like that. So these resources that you have available in here are to help you with those things. So First thing we would do is start with the Blue Access for Members website, and you want to get registered on this website. There are a ton of resources, whether it's prescription benefits or wellness benefits or cost estimators and provider rating tools and stuff like that. There's all kinds of stuff in Blue Access for Members that we want to encourage people to register online on Blue Cross's website, and that will be the starting point to be able to access a lot of additional programs that can really help us to understand our benefits, use our benefits better, and again, the idea being to keep claims down by doing all of these things that we have available. As a reminder, you have virtual visits available on your plan through MD Live. So we have discussed this before, but we want to point it out again because this is a way to help keep your costs down and the claims cost on the plan. So there's some details on here, but basically the main reminders are that you have virtual visits available, and about 70% of the things that we go to a primary care doctor for or an urgent care for, they say could be handled over the phone or through a video chat. And you can still get prescriptions from the appointment. So we want people to use virtual visits. They are much cheaper and much quicker than going through the traditional healthcare system and going and sitting in an ER or an urgent care for 2 hours with a bunch of sick people. You can just call in when a lot of the things that we have, especially as adults, we know what we have. We just need to talk to a doctor and get a prescription for it. So use the virtual visits through MD Live. You also have a nurse line that is a little bit different. You are talking to a nurse and there's no copay associated with that, but that number is on the back of your ID card as well. This is a newer benefit with Blue Cross, but understand that you do have the ability to get help with diabetes, pre-diabetes, and hypertension management through Teladoc Health, which is a partner of Blue Cross. I'd like to spend a lot more time on this slide and the upcoming slides, but this presentation is already going to be long, so I will leave it at that. Just know that if you do have these conditions, then there is additional support, and it will help you with coaches, with monitoring of these different conditions. So we highly encourage people to join these programs and take advantage of what you have offered you for free. This is a snippet of the cost estimator tool that's available on Blue Cross, and this particular slide shows real numbers in 2024 for the total cost of a knee replacement. So you can see that there is a wide range in cost, and we're not saying that you always want to choose the cheapest one, but then again, the most expensive one isn't always the best option either. In healthcare, there is not a lot of transparency around the cost of things, and so some facilities may not be very good at something and they may get sued a lot. So that's actually why they cost a lot more. So you have the ability to peek behind the curtains and see what procedures actually cost with this cost estimator tool. We want people to register online and use this tool. This is another slide I would like to spend a lot more time on, but for the sake of time, I will just say, know that you have Well on Target is a program within Blue Cross's website when you register that you can do a lot of wellness activities. You can get rewards for fitness, nutrition tracking. There's coaching available. There's all kinds of really good health and wellness content within the website under the Well on Target section. As a quick reminder, we have an employee assistance program or an EAP that has been available in past years through SupportLink, or the company is actually called CureLink. That will be changing to ComPsych, which is Blue Cross's EAP offering. So you can see the benefits on the screen here. We want to encourage people to use these benefits that are available for free and can help us get through things that we all struggle with in life. We all have stress, anxiety, and on to a lot of additional things that an EAP can help with. In closing, we just want to point out that there will be a lot of different ways that you can learn more about these benefits. We want to thank you for watching this presentation, and the open enrollment presentations that are live will be a recording of this presentation, but there will be Q&A available before and or after. There will also be on-site assistance available to help with the online enrollment system. If you'd rather have some help rather than go through it on your own online, we will help you with that. And just in closing, please pay attention to the deadline to enroll. Anyone that is late holds up everyone from getting enrolled with Blue Cross and getting new ID cards issued to people as of the start of the new year. So please do not hold this process up for everyone. It's very important to go through and make the right choice for your family. So please use these resources and ask questions to help make the right choice for you and your family in 2025. Thank you.